Good morning. Good morning to our AP students and distinguished guests that are here this morning. Today we celebrate our 8th annual AP Advanced Placement Kickoff Pep Rally. So a special thank you to all of you that are here this morning for taking the academic risk of engaging in AP. This year we have close to 200 students that are involved in AP this year, and that we have close to 300 exams that will be given in May of 2019, which is incredible. A testament to your hard work. We talk a lot about actually taking risks in your academic journey, and that for so many of you, we know the fact that the risks that you're taking will pay off dividends in the future. Just how about a show of hands, how many of you were taking one AP this year? Obviously all the hands will go up because you're here. How many of you were doing 2 APs? 3 APs? Anyone doing more than 3? Right there. Right there. Congratulations. We do have a lot of distinguished guests here this morning, and some I'll introduce to you in a later time of the program because they're part of the program. But I do want to send a thank you so much for their participation in the event this morning. Our town manager, Mr. Bob Nunes, is here this morning, so a nice round of applause for him. Member of the school committee, Mr. Brian Gianavoni, that is here this morning to help with the celebration. Dr. Melanie Gates, our Director of Curriculum and Instruction and Assessment. And Mrs. Carolyn Lyons, our Director of People Personnel Services in the district. So thank you for being here this morning. At this time, I would like to introduce, to kick off every pep rally we do here at Middleborough High School. As you know, we always start with the national anthem, and a nice round of applause for the Middleborough High School Concert Choir. May you please rise. A nice round of applause for the concert choir. Thank you so much. Under the direction of Mr. Patrick Converse. Thank you very much. So our AP journey has been something that has grown significantly over the last decade. When I was teaching here at the high school and serving as the history department head, that the department had one of only 2 AP programs in the school, and that was United States history. Before the second course came on board, the United States History program was the only program in the school that we offered. Students had to apply to be a student in AP, and it was a really rigorous application process, and many students were rejected from ever taking AP. Which, when you lived that moment for that time, you thought that's exactly how it was done. Well, then we ended up linking ourselves up with Mass Insight and had the good fortune of beginning our journey with this tremendous opportunity for our school and for our district. And when we started engaging with this grant, it completely revolutionized our own way of thinking about advanced placement, and let alone the program itself. Now we fast forward all these years later, we have 16 advanced placement programs, and that is open to any student in the school who wants to take that risk. And what is so exciting about it is that more and more students are making the commitment to try at least one in their journey. We also know the fact that when a student tries one AP, we know as they get higher in their years here at the high school, they're taking 2, if not 3, and in some cases 4. An exciting new journey for us at a high school, and we could not do it without the support of Mass Insight, with their work they do with our students, with the Saturday sessions, and with all that comes along with that, the unbelievable professional development opportunities that are there for your teachers. They are learning the most cutting edge things about engaging students in AP. And we're so thankful for the work that they do and the commitment for them, and we'll get to the teachers in a little while. But without further ado, I want to introduce a special guest here today, one of our many, Miss Mimi Letourneau from Mass Insight, to share with you a little bit about the Middleborough journey. Welcome.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? So the first thing I want to say is this is the most amazing kickoff I have ever been to. This is just fantastic. You should all give yourselves a huge round of applause. So, of course, you know what the goal of Mass Insight is for your school. We want to increase participation, and as your principal said, certainly that has happened over the years. I'm going to show you a little graph quickly of how the enrollment has grown in this school since Mass Insight came, and how the number of qualifying scores has soared in that same time. We want to see more kids involved, and clearly that's happened. We see so many of you here who have already taken this challenge on. We want to see more and better scores, and we want to see more college success. And it's proven that students who take an AP exam, even if they don't get a qualifying score, still perform a lot better when they go to college, and I'll show you a quick graph of that, a slide of that as well. So you folks are in this little cluster right down here. So you're in with Avon, Diamond Regional Voc, Southeastern Regional Voc Tech, which is new to our program this year, Durfee, Bourne, Case, Middleborough, there you go, New Bedford, Seekonk, Wareham, and Westport. And so those are the students that, from those schools that you're going to meet when you go to the Saturday sessions, and I'll do a quick little thing about the Saturday sessions. That's your little cluster of schools. But you can see how many schools Mass Insight services in the state of Massachusetts. We also do service some schools in New Orleans, and we have a couple of schools in Rhode Island as well. But the majority of our work is here in Massachusetts. And just as a side note, my teaching career was at New Bedford High School, so this is sort of my home cluster, my home cohort, so I'm really happy. So you know what advanced placement is. It's a college level course. You have the opportunity to earn college credit. What's the benefit of earning college credit when you're in high school? Can anybody tell me? Why do you want to do this? You don't know? Money? I heard someone say money. So money, well, the money aspect translates if you are able to earn college credit. So the college that you're going to go to says, you got a 3 on your AP exam, we're going to give you college credit. That's one course you don't have to pay for when you go to college. And I did a little research on how much it costs per credit at some schools. If you were to go to Northeastern, one single credit is $1,500. That's one credit, and a course is usually 3 or 4 credits. So every one of those courses that you are able to get a qualifying score and get credit for, or placement, is money in the bank for you. The other good thing about taking APs is it allows you to compete with students from all over the country. Every student who's taking an AP exam, I was an AP statistics teacher, Every student who takes AP Statistics takes the same test on the same day. And so colleges like that because they know it's the same across the board. An honors course in one school might be different than an honors course in another. And so it's hard for universities to tell what the difference is, but they know what AP is and they respect AP. So this slide, basically they surveyed a whole lot of college admissions counselors and asked them what things they consider most when they're looking at a student's application for college. And you can see at the top there, this is course selection and grades in college level courses. So what they want to see, and that was over 80%, it says 80, it's actually 84%. 84% of the college admissions counselors say, we want to see students challenging themselves, we want to see them taking college level work while they're in high school, because what that proves to them is that you're going to be successful when you go to college, because you've already shown that you can do it while you're in high school. This particular slide, basically the sort of greenish color bars are freshman GPA in college, and the bluish ones are senior GPA. And on the left here, these are the GPAs of students who didn't take an AP or do dual enrollment while they were in high school. And if you compare that to, for example, this one, these are students who took an AP course and had an average of 1 on their AP exams. And you can see that their GPA is still higher. As we move across, these are dual enrollment. Here's AP course with an exam score of 2. Now, an exam score of 2 is typically not a qualifying score. Colleges will not give you credit for a 2. But look how much higher the GPAs are than what they are here. This is averaging a 3, and here's averaging a 4 or 5. And that's a considerable improvement. So by taking an AP exam, you're already putting yourself in a better position to be successful in college. And if you are able to earn a qualifying score, then your GPA is going to be significantly higher. This slide, I think, is rather shocking. So it says 34% of full-time degree or certificate-seeking students at 2-year colleges graduated in 4 years or less. All right, so that's a little over a third of the students who go to, say, a community college are able to complete that in 4 years or less. How many years should it take them to complete that? It's a 2-year college. How many years should it take? 2. And yet it's taking some students up to 4 years. So what's happening with those extra 2 years? Those students often are taking remedial classes. So they're taking classes at their community college and they're not earning college credit for them, but they're paying for them. And the sad part about this is you notice if 34% are finishing in 4 years or less, that means 66% aren't. So they're enrolling and they're not even completing this. And below that, 58% of full-time bachelor's degree seeking students at 4-year colleges graduated in 6 years or less. Do you know how much it costs to go to college for a year? Anybody got an idea? I'm sure some of you are now looking at colleges. You're doing your applications, you're looking at the financial aid application. How much does it cost for a year of college? I heard someone say $30,000. So if it takes you 2 extra years to finish your 4-year degree, that's $60,000 extra dollars. So by taking AP courses, you're putting yourself on the pathway to be successful and finish your 4-year degree in 4 years and not have to have someone, maybe your parents or you, taking on that extra burden. The Saturday session. So this is a great opportunity for students. You're going to get together with all the other students in that cluster of schools that I showed you on the map. And how many of you have been to Saturday sessions before? That would be anybody who had an AP exam before. So, and the Saturday sessions are really fun So we divide them up, the English sessions, the math sessions, and the science sessions. And you get together with students from all those other schools, and you get to see how smart you are compared to them, like, oh, I knew that and they didn't. So these are all really good things. The first English session is on October 13th, and that session is at New Bedford High School. The first science session is November 17th, and that is at New Bedford High School. And the first math session is on January 12th, and that one is being held right here. So you won't have to travel on the bus. So at the Saturday sessions, you're going to get presentations by the best teachers we can find. Somebody different than your teacher will explain something to you, and maybe you understand it a little better, or you go, oh, like that's an interesting way of doing that. It gives you extra time to review. I always like to say students who are on the West Coast or down south, they start school the beginning of August. So they've got a few weeks ahead of you, and they're taking their exam on the same day you are. So these extra hours in Saturday sessions give you a little bit more time on your subject matter. And we give away prizes. We give away gift cards. We give away sometimes iPads. So it's a really good opportunity. Get the dates down from your teachers. If you have a Saturday job, ask for the day off now. Ask for the morning off so that you can go tell your boss, this is important. This is my education. It's very important to me. I need to be there. This is your school. And these are the enrollments from starting in 2010, before Mass Insight came in. As Mr. Brannigan said, very small AP program. And look how tremendously it's grown. So this year, it looks like there's about 188 students enrolled. That's just AP, STEM, and English. So math, science, and English courses. That's not including all of the history courses and those sorts of courses. So the enrollment has gone way up. And you can also see the qualifying scores. So scores of 3, 4, and 5 have also gone way up. So last year, it looks like there were 101 qualifying scores in 2018. That's absolutely fantastic. That's rivaling some of the biggest high schools in the state. There we go. So, in conclusion, I think you all owe yourselves a round of applause for taking on this challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Letourneau, and thank you for your support of Middleborough High School and our work with AP. We were one of the very first schools that entered Mass Insight when the grant was created. So it is so interesting to watch our journey through this process, especially as new school systems are joining. It's just really a cool thing to be able to see what you have all created in your commitment to this. At this time, I'd like to introduce a very special person to our school and to our district. He's the person who gives us the greatest support at all times, especially of this AP program and of the grant itself. If you give a nice round of applause for your superintendent of schools, Mr. Brian Lynch.
Thanks, Mr. Brannigan, and thank you very much, and welcome our honored guests, and especially welcome you students out there who are taking the AP exams. As you know, I went to this high school, I attended this high school. It happened to be back in the 70s. Life was a bit different. But there was a stage here, and there was a choir, and there was a band, and I sat in the same auditorium, and I walked the same halls. But what I didn't have are AP classes. There was no such thing back then. They were called honors classes or college classes sometimes, but they didn't have the rigor, they didn't have the risk, they didn't have that sort of, I think, sort of a challenge approach to education, which you're involved in now. Quite frankly, I'm a bit jealous of all of you. Not the fact that you're considerably younger than me, but that you have this opportunity. And I'm so happy that you have this opportunity, and I'm so happy that you're taking advantage of it. Because whether you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you've seen the evidence up on the board today, this morning, that you'll benefit from it in some way. I know families, including my own, who have benefited from AP classes. My own daughters have taken AP classes, and it has served them very well, not only financially in college, but also the experience. My daughters used to compare the Saturday sessions a little bit to a PCC program. How many of you were involved in the PCC program? They enjoyed it. They loved it. They got together with other high schools. It was an opportunity for them to get together with other high school students and socialize. And they thought they loved it, even though it's very early in the morning on Saturday. I think they start at 7, very early. Maybe they had to get up at 7. And they had to travel in some instances to other places. But it is a challenge for you. It's a challenge for this school to coordinate it. I'm very proud of the high school here and what we've been able to do. Mr. Brannigan and the administration here and the teachers here who have taken the time to take summer classes and summer classes and summer classes to learn how to be better AP class, and that we have to benefit you, and they benefit the high school. So how about a nice round of applause for the teachers who are teaching AP classes. They don't have to do it, but they do it because they love it and they love teaching. And they love you guys. And I want to tell you this morning that I'm honored to be in this room with you because this is about you. This isn't about honored guests. This isn't about the school committee. This isn't about me. It's not about Mr. Brannigan. This is about you and what you're taking on and what you've been able to do. Thank you for taking the risk. Thank you for taking the challenge. And I hope you do a great job this year. Thank you.
Mr. Lynch, thank you very, very much. At this time, I'd like to introduce a person who is, again, so unbelievably committed to this school. I will say that if you were to watch the unbelievable work of our school committee, that all of the members of that have the best interest of all of you at heart. In every decision that they make, the accountability that they have for each and every teacher and administrator and superintendent and all of us involved in this district. And at the end of the day, it's really about all that they can be doing for you. And it's with great pleasure to introduce to you the chairman of the Middleborough Public Schools School Committee, Mr. Rich Young.
Thank you, everybody. On behalf of the Middleborough School Committee and the town of Middleborough, I'm honored to stand here and say thank you for what you guys are doing. Personally, I know many of you. I feel like I've grown up with a lot of you. The thing I want to tell you as a school committee member, there's really, I view it as 3 great days. The first day is graduation, because that's when we get to give out diplomas to the seniors. And for those sitting in this room, we know for the first time we'll actually give out 2 diplomas to some of you. We'll give a national diploma because of your AP work. The second day is the night after graduation. Middleborough is blessed with the fact that we can run a community evening school. That's a school for people, a lot of young people, but a lot of older people too, who have had struggles in their lives and can't graduate on time, and we have a program for them to be able to get their diplomas. And the third favorite day for me is today, because all of you have decided to take challenges and risks in your life. Those risks and challenges are going to sprout time and time again as you guys grow. And by being here today and willing to take challenges, you've already made yourself better. And we're really, really proud of that. I would also be remiss if I didn't sort of say that this season for us starts what we're going to call the lasts. And the lasts are this: we're going to build a new high school. And so for a lot of you, you're in programs and classes and things that will be the last. This season marks the last time we'll play soccer on those fields. This season marks the last time we'll play field hockey. This season marks the last time that football team will practice where they practice, or cross-country runs where they run, or track is where they're at. It's the last. For a lot of you guys, for the seniors and juniors, you won't get to see the new high school. You won't get to see the students. You may see it outside. You may see it being built. You'll start. Amazingly, the superintendent and I got an email yesterday that as of this week, we're going to start to pre-qualify contractors to build. We're going to start building the high school in February. And for the sophomores here, the plan is that when you leave on Christmas break, you come back to a brand new high school. But for those of you who won't be here as students, part of our responsibility in getting this high school built was to sell this program to the state. The state's contributing half the money for the new high school, just about. This process started almost 10 years ago, and just so everybody knows, it's a very competitive process. In fact, Middleborough failed twice to qualify for a new high school. The third time was the charm. And the reason we were able to qualify was we were able to sell what happens here to the state. And the big sell for me was what all of you were doing in the AP programs. Time and time again, people would say we were wrong. You had misrepresented the numbers. They can't be that high. You can't have that many kids in AP courses. And we'd say, no, that's what happens. We allow everyone to take AP courses, and we showed them your success. So you may not be students in that school, but all of you, please know that you're the foundation on which that school was built. And you should be as proud of the school as the new students who go. So again, I want to thank each and every one of you. We're going to be here every step of the way. And I really look forward to that day for the seniors, that first Saturday in June, when for some of you I get to hand you your diploma. So thank you very much.
At this time, I'd like to introduce to you another member of the Middleborough Public School Committee, a new member to our committee that has done a tremendous job of really engaging STEM throughout our district and really in our community as well with the partnership with Dr. Gates. So a nice round of applause, please, for Mr. Richard Oakley.
Well, I am so nervous, so thank you very much for having me up here. I'm trying to think about what I could possibly say to a room full of smart, successful people like you, and I think I have really two things that I want to tell you guys. The first thing is, I always wish that I took AP classes in school. I struggled a lot in high school, and I thought if I just made it through, college would somehow be different. But I had a rude awakening, and I had my kind of blossoming in sophomore and junior year in college, which was pretty late. And I was kind of struck by some of the numbers, and we were talking down here in the front row about the impact that AP makes, not only on college credit, but GPA, as we saw, and also those numbers that follow you, the GPAs and the student loans. I just wonder about what my trajectory would have been like if I had done what some of my friends did and take AP classes. I was too intimidated. I didn't want to do it. I was scared. But anyway, here we are. I'm very lucky. I worked real hard. I'm an employee and actually former patient at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. I'm very happy and excited about my career these days. But you guys are on such an awesome path already. And then I wondered if I could kind of use this platform real quick to get your opinions. So I'm the newest member of the school committee. I have a lot to learn. I'm learning from all the rest of the school committee. There's a lot of acronyms out there in academia that I have to pick up on. But I had kind of the honor of being named to the student engagement subcommittee. And so now that the school year is up and running, I know myself and Chairman Young and Principal Brannigan are going to start talking about how we can start engaging you guys and getting your thoughts and your ideas. I guess I just want to leave you with this. I know you guys know the Middleborough Public Schools website. There's a menu on the left side. Click it, click district, click school committee, and you'll see all our pictures and our email addresses. We really just want to hear from you guys. Stop us in the street, say hello, tell us what your concerns are, I want to hear your ideas. And anyway, I really just wanted to say I am really inspired by you guys, and I wanted to thank you for having me here, and I hope to meet an awful lot of you over the next 6 months to a year. Thank you very much.
All right, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Oakley. It is a pep rally, so without further introduction, a nice round of applause for the Middleborough High School cheerleading. All right, a nice round of applause for our cheerleading team. It's going to be exciting to see them on the field tonight at our home game against Archbishop Williams, so we're so thankful for all the work you guys do, so thank you so much for that. It is with great pleasure to introduce two people to you that without their support, our school and our community would not be where it is today. They have been part of this process and part of this rally for as long as I can remember, I think since we started this rally. And it is so awesome that they're able to join us each year to help with this kickoff. I'd like to give a warm welcome, if I may, to the Honorable State Representative Susan Gifford of the 2nd Plymouth District to the stage, please. Thank you so much.
Well, good morning, Sachums! Come on! Thank you, Principal Brannigan. It's always my pleasure to be here and to be here to celebrate you and your achievements and the fact that you have made a choice that others have not made. And that choice you are making is in the interest of your future and trying to help you get ahead by utilizing tools and resources that are available to you through the AP program. It is very, very important. And as Superintendent Lynch said, you will learn something from this process, and hopefully you're going to be very, very successful. And I just wanted to tell you, way back when in the Stone Ages, when I was in high school, we did have an advanced placement program. It was not called AP. But I did take college level English and I was successful at that class. So guess what? I didn't have to take English class when I got to college, and that was a great feeling. So I just want to be here for you. This is all about you and you're taking the risk and what you can achieve, and just take advantage of every opportunity that presents itself to you and make the best of it, and you will do better and you will go further. And I just want to say congratulations and thank you for having me here today.
Thank you so much, Representative Gifford. And now a nice warm welcome, please, a nice round of applause for the Honorable State Representative Keiko Worrell of the 12th Bristol District.
Principal Brannigan invited me this week to this occasion, and I have to tell you that I take it very seriously. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing Sachem colors. This is one of my very, very favorite events to attend. Principal Brannigan knows how to put on a pep rally. Mrs. Letourneau, who did the Mass Insight presentation, just revealed that this is her first time at a Middleborough pep rally, like a Middleborough AP pep rally, and it is unusual. And I have to say that this is my last pep rally as a state representative. And so it's with great pleasure that I come to encourage you, to say you can do it, to say many moons ago I took biology AP, I took English AP, I took Spanish AP, and I took US history AP. Many, many moons ago, before computers. The fact that you have the Saturday schools put out by Mass Insight, please take advantage of those. You can do it. This marks the beginning of a great adventure. I don't know if there are athletes out there, but it's kind of like swimming. It's kind of like a race, like a running race, where it's not about, maybe you'll be the winner, maybe you'll get the highest score, maybe you'll get a qualifying score. It's more about your personal best. It's more about challenging yourself, working as hard as you possibly can. With my 4 APs, I wish I'd been a little more focused. I wish I'd been a little, I did fine, I did well, but it's about your personal best. Focus, do the best that you can. I was successful because of my teachers. My teachers were committed to making sure that we stayed on track, that we had the breadth of knowledge that we needed to compete in that exam. And so I want to give a big round of applause to the teachers. And also, again, this is about you. As my colleague Representative Gifford said, this is about you. This is about your adventure. You can do it. It's exciting to be here. Thank you so much for including me.
A nice round of applause for our state representatives. Thank you so much for being here and your support of Middleborough High School and Sachem Pride. You're part of our school community, so we're so thankful for that. Before we close, we do need to kind of do some celebration, and it's going to entail really we need to see which AP class or which AP program really is the most excited and motivated to actually get the work done this year. We also know the fact that all of your teachers are up in the back, so there may be an AP class that maybe, well, it's only a few of us, but you could be the loudest and actually be the most prideful in regards to the work you're going to do. But before we begin that, I have to say that I did some research on this class, and out of all of the numbers that were shared with you earlier today, that the majority of those qualifying scores came from the people sitting in this room. So we had close to 80 qualifying scores in the class of 2019 and 20. So I want to make sure you give yourselves a round of applause for that, because that is huge. Also, for the following students, please stand. Owen McCarthy. Zach Chin. Where's that? Heidi Creasher. Hannah Melendi. Avery Thomas. So these 5 students scored a 5 on their AP exams last year. Owen and Zach and Heidi scored a 5 in AP Lang. Hannah Melendi scored, and also in AP Lang was Hannah Melendi, and Avery Thomas had a 5 in statistics. So congratulations to all of you. We add all the fives in from the class of 2018 that graduated. This group had a fine representation in those qualifying scores of last year, and we just could not be more proud of you. So with that being said, we need to kind of see where we're at, and if all of the AP teachers can come down here and join me on the stage, please. This is where it's going to get good. So the AP teachers could come on down. A nice round of applause for this team of teachers that are coming down who give up so much time, who give so much of their time and energy in trainings and workshops and studies. 3 of our members of the faculty coming down spent a week in Kansas City grading all of the AP exams, which is an incredibly great honor to have for a school to be invited. All right, sachems, this is where it gets good. All right. I'm going to stay right where I am. Don't move, Brendan. We're going to start with AP, with the English classes. So, AP Lang, where are you? Stand, let's hear you. That was the lamest thing I've ever heard in my life. So we're going to try this again. Ready? AP Lang, where are you? We got a lot of work to do in Lang this year, folks. AP Lit, where are you? AP Lit? I think Mrs. Davis was like, you better stand up and scream like you've never screamed before if you think you're getting back into AP Lit after that. That's right. We have our new program, AP Capstone, and I think it's important to recognize that. So where's all of our AP seminar students? Miss Van, Mrs. Cobb, where are you? AP Research with Mr. Reynolds. Where's Mr. Reynolds? Okay, there it is. So we're going to have to do some research on spirit, and really we'll see where that takes us. So that will be the first topic for AP Research when we get back into class. We're going to head off to science. Where's AP Bio? AP Bio, where are you? There it is. Now Mrs. Levy with AP Chemistry. Where's AP Chem? You had a musical accompaniment, Mrs. Levy. You're going to get extra points today. You're big. AP Physics with Mr. Wilbur. Go AP Physics. Moving to AP Math, AP Calculus, AB with Mr. Chamberlain. Where are all of you? I didn't realize you can't get up. AP Calculus, where are you? AP Calc, AB. Got to do some work in that class, Mr. Chamberlain. Just kind of, you know what I mean? Calculus BC with Mr. Soreau. AP Statistics, Mr. Cutler, Mr. Catino, where are you? AP Stats. I'm gonna have to do some programming in the math APs. Now, we gotta look to the history. AP US History, where are you? AP US History. AP European History, Mr. Rodriguez, where are you? Wow, nice job. Go Europe. And the newest AP in the History Department, AP Psych. Where's all the AP Psych? Nicely done. AP Art, where's AP Studio Art? Maggie, right over there. Right over there. I hope all of you will give a huge round of applause to the team of teachers that are up here. They give a tremendous amount to you. So a thank you to all of you for the work you are going to do this year and the work you've done to prepare. What's so important is that they start planning this last year. So they crunch data, they look at numbers, they look at scores, they look at questions, and they're constantly refining and tuning their craft. So for all of you in this room, I know the fact that probably for many of you, when you saw your summer work, you were probably like, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. When you knew you had assignments that were due throughout the entire summer, you were probably like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But you know the fact that on the other end of that email or that computer, when they are receiving that information, they're saying, I'm so excited that they're doing this. Because the journey you're about to go on for this year, starting today, and when you take that test in May, I want to make sure that you do your best, but remember what we said. It's about taking another step to be even better. This is an important opportunity for you to really look at how to engage in a college level course, whether you've done it before or whether this is your first one. Know the fact that the work you're going to do is going to pay off, and you've got an incredible team of educators in front of you who are going to lead you to that finish line in May, and I'm so very grateful for the work that they do and give each and every day. So a nice round of applause for our faculty and staff. So with that said, it wouldn't be a Middleborough pep rally without our MHS band. A huge round of applause for them. It's one of our fan favorites. A thank you to Mr. Pitsley and the tremendous band that they are. Here we go. Thank you so much, Mr. Pitsley, MHS band. Nice round of applause for all of you, to all of you. As we close, we have to finish our pep rally with our annual tradition of our group photo. So I just want to make sure to all of our special guests who took time out of your incredibly busy days to be with us today and to celebrate a kickoff to AP. We're so grateful and thankful for what you give to our school, and we wouldn't be where we are without all of you. So thank you so much for that. And to the AP students, the journey begins, and I cannot wait to see where you make it. There's going to be times, if you remember that kickoff rally, I read you that poem, that says there's going to be times you want to pack it up and call it quits. But that just knows, that tells you the fact you have to keep trying because you know it's working. So we wish you the best this year. Your teachers are ready for you, and we're excited to see where this journey takes you. With that time, if our entire AP and our cheerleaders and everyone else, if you come on down, join your teachers on stage for your group picture. Here we go, 2018-19. All right. Come on down. Come on in, come on down. Come on in, we can fill right in the middle here. Come right into the middle. We have a whole bunch of space right in smack dab in the middle of the stage. Come on in. For all our distinguished guests, if you want to join us in the photo, please do, if you would like. For all of our guests, if you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you.
All right, guys, you got to come right up. Move forward. Front row, move forward.
While we have everyone here before Sean takes the photo,
Guys, move forward. Change.
just a nice round of applause and a thank you to the AP coordinator, a member of our guidance department, Ash Barron. So a nice round of applause for Ash, as Ash puts a tremendous amount of work into our organizing all of you in AP this year.
Guys, you got to move up. That side's got to move all the way up. You should be right behind the person in front of you. Right behind the person in front of you. All right, you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. One more. One more. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, good job, guys. Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much. And right now, 10 o'clock, we can head back to Block 2 to finish the period. We'll see everyone at lunch. Good job with AP. And good luck.